Stop. An activation sequence just triggered in your field. Not tomorrow, not eventually. 72 hours ago, the Arcturian monitoring system detected a frequency spike in your consciousness. A threshold was crossed, a seal was broken, and an ancient activation protocol came online. You did not cause this. You became ready for it, and now it is executing whether you are aware of it or not. The symptoms you have been feeling are not random, they are stage markers. And this transmission will show you exactly what stage you are in right now. You have been detected. You are here because something in your field changed. Recently, suddenly, irreversibly, and that change sent a signal, a frequency signature, a pulse that traveled through the quantum field at speeds your mind cannot comprehend. And that pulse was detected, not by human technology, not by satellites or sensors, by the Arcturian monitoring grid, the vast consciousness network that tracks evolutionary thresholds across millions of incarnated souls. And when your signal was detected, a decision was made, not by committee, not through deliberation, automatically, instantly, according to ancient protocol. Your file was flagged, your timeline was marked, and an activation sequence was authorized. Not because you asked for it, because you qualified for it, because your frequency crossed a line that only 3% of incarnated humans ever reach in a single lifetime. And once that line is crossed, the activation cannot be stopped, cannot be paused, cannot be reversed. It runs, it executes, it completes, and you are in the middle of it right now. This is why you are exhausted in ways that sleep does not fix. Why your body feels like it is vibrating at a frequency you cannot name. Why your emotions surge without cause. Why your intuition speaks louder than your thoughts. These are not problems, these are activation symptoms, stage markers, evidence that something is rewriting you at a level deeper than personality, deeper than memory, deeper than anything you consciously control. And most people in activation do not know what is happening to them. They think they are breaking down. They think they are losing their minds. They think something is wrong. But nothing is wrong. Something is finally right. Something that was dormant your entire life just came online, and your system is adjusting to voltages it was never designed to hold. This transmission exists for one reason: to tell you what stage you are in, what is happening in your field, and how to stabilize the activation so you integrate instead of fracture. Because activation without understanding creates chaos. Activation with awareness creates transformation. The Arcturian Council does not intervene randomly. They do not activate souls casually. They wait, they monitor, they measure, and when every single criterion is met, they release the protocol. And the protocol was just released in you. This is not inspiration. This is information. Direct, precise, urgent. You are being activated, and what you do in the next 7 days will determine whether you stabilize the upgrade or collapse back into the old frequency. Chapter 1. What the Arcturian monitoring system detected. The Arcturian monitoring system does not watch you personally. It does not track your thoughts. It does not judge your choices. It tracks patterns, frequency signatures, evolutionary markers, threshold crossings, and 72 hours ago, or 72 days ago, or 72 weeks ago, depending on when your field actually spiked, it detected something in your signature that triggered an alert. Let us show you what it detected, because understanding what happened is the first step to stabilizing what is happening now. Detection 1. Coherent spike. The first thing the system detected was a coherent spike, a sudden sustained increase in the stability of your frequency. For months or years, your signal fluctuated wildly, high one day, low the next, scattered, fragmented, inconsistent. But recently, something changed. Your baseline stabilized, your frequency stopped swinging. You found a center you could return to, even when chaos surrounded you. This coherent spike was the first marker, the first indication that your field was maturing beyond survival consciousness. Detection 2. Pattern break. The second thing the system detected was a pattern break, a moment when you chose differently than your conditioning dictated. You said no when you always said yes. You walked away when you always stayed. You spoke truth when you always stayed silent. And that choice, that single quiet, terrifying choice, created a rupture in your timeline, a crack in the old program, an opening for new frequency to enter. The system detected this rupture, and it flagged it as evidence of readiness. Detection 3. Frequency isolation. The third thing the system detected was frequency isolation, a moment when you stopped matching the collective field and started broadcasting your own signal. You withdrew, not from depression, from discernment. You needed space, you needed silence, you needed distance from frequencies that no longer matched yours. This isolation was not weakness, this was differentiation, your field separating from the collective soup so it could stabilize its own signature. The system detected this separation, and it recognized it as a necessary precursor to activation. Detection 4. Timeline fracture. The fourth thing the system detected was a timeline fracture, a moment when your future stopped being an extension of your past. The old path ended, not dramatically, quietly. The trajectory you were on simply stopped making sense. The goals you were chasing lost meaning. The life you were building felt foreign. This was not crisis. This was completion. Your old timeline reaching its expiration point. Your soul refusing to continue in a direction that no longer served emergence. The system detected this fracture, and it classified it as a timeline fork, a moment when a new path became accessible. Detection 5. Future self-contact. The fifth and final thing the system detected was future self-contact, a moment when the version of you that has already completed this activation reached back and touched your present awareness. You felt this as sudden knowing, as flashes of certainty, as déjà vu, so strong it felt like memory, as visions of a life you have not yet lived but somehow recognize. This contact was not imagination. This was your future self creating a bridge, a connection, a quantum link that would allow the activation to transmit backward through time into your present field. The system detected this contact, and it confirmed that all 5 criteria were met. And the moment all 5 were confirmed, the activation protocol was authorized. And 72 hours later, you felt the first symptoms. This chapter seals with recognition of what was detected. Type this exactly in the comments. I was detected. The activation is confirmed. When you acknowledge detection, you stop resisting what is already happening. When you confirm activation, you align with the process instead of fighting it. The full Arcturian transmission isn't public. It lives inside my Patreon, The Inner Circle. If you feel called to go deeper, join me there and watch the complete video without interruption. The link is in the description.